Good morning! Ladies and gentlemen, your boy Ray just rolled out of bed after a very long day and night of trophy pushing, but this is important. We're talking update news, baby! We have confirmation of the exact date of Brawl Talk leaked out by the Brawl Stars esports team over on Twitter. So we're going to be getting into that news as well as several other things such as what I believe is going to be coming out in the update, along with new developments from you guys and other people in the community that I thought would be really interesting to bring up into today's video. So I hope you guys are all excited. Let's get straight away into it. Here we go. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we're over here on Twitter. We're on Frank's page because this is where I first saw the information for when the Brawl Talk is going to be released. And I gotta say, this is such an unconventional way to release the information, but really exciting. Brawl Stars esports kind of brought into the mix of things, seeing some really fun faces. But we're over on Frank's page. If we scroll down just a little bit, a few hours ago, as you can see, 3 hours ago, I was fast asleep at that time. Your boy Ray was tucked in bed sleeping like a little baby, but let's see this in its full glory.
In it now. Oh, any second now, even. What's it gonna be? Just okay. What? Brawl Talk. May 9th. Oh my goodness, that is so exciting! Woody, Ark, what do you make of this?
Well,
wow.
Know the day. May the 9th.
Okay guys, so that's the tweet in all of its glory. I normally go to Frank's Twitter page whenever I'm looking for like update speculation or update news, just because he's very vocal with the community, which is something that you gotta respect out of a game lead for Brawl Stars, and just the community in general. The dev team members, all the artists, all the community managers, everyone on the team really vocal and make sure to include the community, even though the community sometimes can be very annoying when it comes to update news and stuff like that. So big props to Frank. Make sure to go follow Frank, Danny, Ryan for more update news. But the way that they announced the date of Brawl Talk, I was a little bit surprised. It caught me off guard quite a lot just because it's very unconventional, which I like. They like to keep it changing. It's not just by the books. But Frank tweeting out a very simple exclamation mark, question mark, quote tweeting Brawl Stars esports. So bring esports into the mix with Ark, Woody, as well as Falcone. I hope I'm saying that right. Now, when I first saw this tweet rolling out of bed, my first knee-jerk reaction was, yeah, right, this is not Brawl Talk. This is so unconventional. It's something that the Brawl Stars dev team and just Brawl Stars news announcements don't really come across. So then naturally, I went to look at the comments to see if I could get some more reassurance that this message is indeed Brawl Talk coming on the 9th, and we have Arlight posting some fun gifs saying like Pog, if you guys are over on Twitch a lot, some awesome other stuff, people really hyped up. This is to the point where people wouldn't be doing this type of thing if it wasn't indeed Brawl Talk coming on the 9th. Now the biggest thing is, what does this mean? It means we were wrong about this picture. May 3rd? I don't think so. We have an 8, right? 8 Roman numerals, but that's definitely not 9. But still, it was fun while it lasted. It means we can predict pretty reasonably when the next update is actually going to be released on the specific date based on past updates that we received in Brawl Stars. So taking a look at the calendar, as you can see, May 9th falls on a Saturday, which is pretty staple when it comes to Brawl Talks. Normally they want to pump out news and information on weekends so that people are around, they're not busy with schoolwork and stuff like that, so people can get the info right off the get-go. They can be a part of that hype and enjoy it with the rest of the community. So the Brawl Talk normally comes out on a weekend, but then as it progresses, sometimes the actual update doesn't follow on the weekend. Sometimes it goes into the week, but you already know about the information, so you can already expect an update coming during a specific day, so you don't have to worry about it as much. So normally when a Brawl Talk is released, say on the 9th for example, we wait a few days in between for speculation as well as sneak peeks from your favorite content creators. And since I feel like we're gonna have a pretty decent mixture of content, things that we're not normally used to in Brawl Stars, I think it makes sense to wait a few days in between for those sneak peeks. Normally a sneak peek can cover like a new brawler, and then they'll cover another big time topic on another day. So I think if I were a betting man, I would say Tuesday the 12th is when the actual update is going to be released. And don't worry, we're going to be touching on some of the things that I think are going to be coming in this next Brawl Stars update that I'm fairly certain of, and new developments like I mentioned previously. But the first thing that I want to point out and making sure to remind you all is on the 10th, a day after the Brawl Talk is being released, it is Mother's Day. Now there's a very big wide speculation in the community leaking into my comments, people talking to me on some of my videos that really made sense. So Mother's Day is a fantastic holiday, one to appreciate the person that brought you into this world, and I'm a big fan of it. But we do have a mom in Brawl Stars, and that is Pam, and Pam recently has been getting a lot of attention. We all know that a Pam remodel is coming to Brawl Stars here in the near future, and with it potentially new skins in this next update. It definitely wouldn't surprise me that Pam would be getting it, knowing that we got information that Pam is getting a remodel. As you all know, whenever a brawler gets remodeled, the intention of the Brawl Stars dev team of doing so is so that they can develop new skins much easier, at a quicker rate, and at a higher quality. Of course, there are other factors such as bringing brawlers up to the artwork and the animation style and the quality of the brawler gameplay up to the par of the other brawlers in the game, and Pam was definitely lacking in that department. With this remodel, I think it's definitely going to make a big difference. But getting back to the main point, Pam is indeed a mother. If you guys didn't know, when she was first released in the game files, she was called Mama J. Everyone knew this. It was the coolest thing in the world. I wish she was still called. I think Mama J is really fitting. I think that's such a freaking cool name, Mama J, our thick queen. But a lot of the time, or a lot of the speculation back in the day, was that Mama J stand for Mama Jessie, or an abbreviation being that Jessie is the daughter of Pam in the Junker family. So I thought that was really cool, and Pam is always going to be that mom inside of Brawl Stars. So the wide range speculation was that the update was going to come out on Mother's Day, or something involved with Pam to celebrate Mother's Day. So that could definitely still be coming, since we did get information on Pam before anything else. We got information on in April about Pam's remodel. So that was something that is kind of almost separate from the update, and I would definitely see maybe the remodel actually coming out on Mother's Day, or even skins coming out and then getting the update. I could see that definitely. Now, as for the other content coming in this update, and I'm going to be trying my best to really breeze by this as fast as possible, because I already touched on a lot of these points in the most recent update video on my channel, but I think it's really important to reiterate here. So the biggest thing that I've been thinking about leading up to this point since that video is what's going to be the focal point of this update. Normally we have focal points such as new brawlers and things along those lines, but I think it's going to be much bigger than that. We normally get brawlers in Brawl Stars updates, and it's kind of come to expect at this point, but I think there's going to be something looming in this next update that is going to be a bit bigger than we expect. And that focal point, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, in my speculation opinion, is going to be the supplementation of the progression that we're going to be losing from the tickets that were removed from Brawl Stars. We've known about this for ages. Tickets are going to be indeed removed in this next update, but the biggest question that needs to be answered in this update is how is the progression going to match, if not have more progression in this update? What's going to be there to give us progression in the game? Because tickets was a huge source of progression for free-to-play players and pay-to-play players in the game. Use your tickets in Robo Rumble with token doublers, and you have a bunch of brawl boxes as a result saved away for whatever you're trying to save up for, maybe a new brawler or a new update coming around the corner. But I feel like what a lot of people are failing to realize is how much progression comes with that. With tickets being removed from the game, we're left with just the tokens that we're getting from regular matches in the game, and star tokens, and I guess other methods in the game, but definitely not on the scale as the tickets being converted into brawl boxes. So I think this is going to be a really big thing. I think it's going to be focal point worthy of this next update. If not, it's going to be a huge update, because this is a big radical change inside Brawl Stars. Progression is going to either decrease, increase, stay the same, and it's definitely, we know this, it's going to change. So mark your boy Ray's words, whatever's coming in this next Brawl Stars update that replaces the progression that we lost from tickets is going to be huge. I think it's going to be probably the selling point of this update, in my opinion. Now, as for the new brawler coming in this update, potentially, we don't don't know specifically if a new brawler is indeed coming, but if we take a look at past Brawl Stars update, normally there is a brawler that comes in the mix just to kind of supplement with the hype of the gameplay. But I think we're at that point where we're going to be getting some lower rarity brawlers in these next upcoming couple updates. If you guys haven't been paying attention, the last couple brawlers that we've been receiving are incredibly high rarities. We had 2 mythics in the last couple updates. I guess we did have a super rare along the way, but 2 mythics and super rare is still kind of up there in rarity. I think it's been a very long time since we've had a trophy road brawler or a rare brawler. It's kind of funny, the higher rarity brawlers are starting to dominate in numbers, where back in the day, the rares and the super rares, we had a bunch of them, and trophy roads, it's going to be really hard to have more than the trophy roads. But look at this, guys, the rares have 4, mythics have like 5, which is so crazy. So my prediction is that we're going to be receiving a new rare brawler in this update if we do get a brawler. Guys, it's been far too long since we received a rare brawler. I've even been speculating that in the past updates we were going to receive a rare brawler. I believe in the update where we got Sprout, I was saying that the next brawler could be a rare or a legendary, just because it's been so long since we've gotten a rare brawler. So we got another mythic, not a legendary, but I think we're at that point where we received a bunch of higher rarities that a legendary is kind of out of the question. I'm kind of leaning 80% rare, and I do want to bring up while we're talking about this, yes, this is kind of a gut feeling and has been a gut feeling, and I know this is incredibly unprofessional. You need to have your sources. As a news host and anchor, you're hosting the Brawl news. Dang it, Ray, you're supposed to have these. But a while back, someone tweeted at me or posted in one of my YouTube comments, and I forgot to take a screenshot of some sort of evidence pointing to a rare brawler coming in this update, some sort of like fun speculative evidence that someone saw in the game, and I just can't find it. I didn't save it, and I cannot remember. There's been too much stuff going on, so that's also leading me to believe that a rare brawler is coming in the game. If I had that evidence, I'd be sharing it with you today, but just know that I saw it, and that's what's kind of adding to my whole speculation surrounding a new rare brawler coming to the game. So I think we can kind of come to expect a lower rarity brawler at least coming in this update. Okay, so next I'm bringing up this picture again. I know what you guys are thinking, Ray, how much are you going to bring up this picture? You've brought it up like 4 or 5 times. So many other creators have brought this up as well. I'm just putting it in the background while I'm talking about this point. Now, this is basically pointing to the next theme change coming in Brawl Stars, and I've already speculated that I think this next theme change has a good chance of coming in this next update. There's a couple different factors leading me to think that this is coming in the next Brawl Stars update. The one big one being that last year in May, we got the big Metropolis theme change in Brawl Stars, adding to the whole lore and the story of Brawl Stars, the connected stories and families that we have in the game. And if you guys really think about it, we haven't had a big theme change on the scale of Metropolis in quite some time, and this one has been kind of leaked and looming in the Brawl Stars community. It's out there, it's been out there forever, people know about it, but it's just the question of when is it coming, and I think this makes sense for it to come. So guys, there's a lot of really interesting stuff on our plate. Number one, we have Brawl Talk, the date actually confirmed. We have really sound speculations of things actually coming out in this next update that I think are going to be big headlines for the update, such as something to supplement the progression, a new brawler, potentially a new update theme in the game. All that stuff is really exciting. But what are the smaller things that I think have a great chance of coming in this update? And I'm going to really breeze by this. Number one, Pam Remodel. We know about that. Pam skins with remodel skins come along the way. I think we have a really good chance of getting that demonic bow skin that we've been waiting on for quite some time now, the second winner of the Bonanza Supercell campaign that has just been kind of lingering out there for quite some time. Or if we don't get in the update, maybe we'll get more news on that skin coming to the game. I think we're most definitely going to be getting a hefty set of balance changes with much needed nerfs and buffs. Guys, I've been pushing this week with trophy pushing week, so I know that the meta is definitely in a pretty weird spot. There's some brawlers that are just reigning at the top, and some of the brawlers that have been reigning at the top for quite some time. Some newer faces up there such as BB, but other ones that definitely I would like to see brought down a little bit, such as Sprout, Rosa, Ems, stuff like that. We're probably going to be getting a new brawler, which I think is going to be a rarity. And the final thing that I'd like to bring up that we can kind of assume in this update is some sort of change to the special event game modes, or at least the way that we play them. If tickets are being removed, we have to play them in in some sort of other way. I don't think necessarily that they're going to be removed from the game, which was a pretty wide speculation in the community with tickets being removed, but I think in turn, it's just going to be a simple change of how we go into the game mode. If the currency, which is tickets that you had to spend in order to play those game modes, are being removed, of course something has to change if those game modes are going to stay in the game. So expect some sort of change in that department. But guys, that's it for the Brawl News episode in today's video. Make sure to let me know what you guys are thinking. Make sure to stay tuned. May 9th is when the Brawl Talk is being released. We'll be covering that in its entirety, as well as all the update stuff once it is released. I think this one is going to be a relatively bigger update, so make sure to mark your calendars, make sure to stay tuned. It's going to be freaking epic. So guys, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to slap a like on it. Really appreciate that. With that being said, make sure to keep having fun, Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.